Hey everyone, welcome to the open world of Warcraft, where we're 100% focused on open world PvE content in the world of Warcraft. Things like leveling, world quest, and delves. The War Within is officially out, and we've got a little bit of time until the launch of Season 1 on September 10th. And so what I wanted to do was give you some tips, tricks, advice, and some guidance on what you can do to prepare yourself for the launch of Season 1 and the delves that will be unleashed upon us when that season does happen. I also want to talk about why I'm excited for a WoW season for the first time ever. So, the things that I think that you should be working on between now and the launch of Season 1 are going to be your item level, your relic coffer keys, your restored coffer key collection, and also your renown reputation with the various factions in the War Within. Okay, so let's start with your gear and your item level. Why do you want to work on this? Well, you want to work on this so that it's as high as it can possibly be at the launch of Season 1, so you can progress through delve tiers as fast as you possibly can, so that you can go further before you hit a wall, right? So how are we going to work on our item level and upgrading our gear through open world content? First off, if you have a profession, then obviously you can work on that, and you can work on trying to craft the gear that's going to be an upgrade for you. You could also head to the auction house and look for crafted gear from other players, so that's totally a viable option. The most obvious thing to do when it comes to upgrading your gear is to work on your world quests. So world quests are going to pop up, and you should have a few pretty much each time that are just gear rewards. And so what you should do is you should check out your open world world quest here, look through for your gear rewards. What I like to do is look at all the rewards available, and I will do an eye level comparison between the reward and what I'm currently equipping and look for the one that's the biggest upgrade. So in this case, I have a cloak, 564 versus 538. I've got a trinket here. I've got a 538, 548 versus a 561. I've got a helmet that's 558 versus 528. And then I've got a ring that's 558 versus 548 and 564. Looking at this here, what I would do is I would go and get the helmet first, since that's going to be the biggest item level upgrade for me. That way I get a nice big chunk of eye level on my gear, potentially can push my overall gear score up, and that might push some of these rewards up to a higher tier when I go and do them. So I would go get the helmet, I'd equip the helmet, and then I would look again and go, okay, well, what's the next biggest upgrade, and go do that and that and that, right? So that's generally how I would go through World Quest in order to get my gear. So you've got crafted gear that you can either craft or purchase, and then you can go out and do your World Quest for item level upgrades. There are also a lot of other open world events that you can do that are not specifically tied to gear upgrades, but they can get you gear upgrades. Also, along the way, what they can do is they can get you restored coffer keys or coffer key shards. Coffer key shards, if you combine 100 of them together, they will give you a restored coffer key. Coffer key rewards are just full keys. You want these keys because they allow you to access additional chests in delves for additional better loot, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So what are the things that you can do? Well, first off, we have in each zone there's some sort of event that's going on. So we have the theater troupe in the Isle of Dorne. Over in the Ringing Deeps we have the Awakening Machine, and in Hollowfall we have Spreading the Light. I believe there's one in Ajkahet as well, but I don't think I have it unlocked yet. But you can go and do these, and if you do them, they will give you some sort of a cache for the week, and those will give you gear, gold, coffer key shards, etc. Also, if you look through your different zones, you should find a world quest that has a lock icon on it. This is a special assignment, okay? In order to unlock these special assignments so that you can do them, you'll have to complete world quests in that particular zone. You can see this one says complete 3 world quests in Hallowfall to unlock. So you would go to Hallowfall, you would do 3 quests, unlock this, and then it's like a mega world quest. It takes longer, the enemies might be more difficult, you might have to collect a bunch of stuff. Usually it ends with some sort of a boss fight or elite fight or something like that. But then you get a seasoned adventurer's cache from this. And if you look at this, at the second paragraph here, it says the first 2 weekly caches you earn each week contain a piece of adventurer gear. So a very good quality piece of gear that you can get. Also, the first 4 weekly caches that you earn each week will give you a full restored coffer key. So you want to do these special assignments for the gear upgrades and for the coffer keys. When you complete one of these, you will get a Radiant Echo. If you get a Radiant Echo, then you want to go to your map and you want to look for a circle, a little world quest icon that looks like a ball of azurite. Okay, it'll have that blue gold tint to it. If you take your Radiant Echo to one of those, it will put you into an event where you typically will have 5 minutes to kill as much stuff as you possibly can. You'll fight these ghosts of Azeroth. You'll kill as many as you can, and then usually you'll kill some kind of named enemy at the end. And then based on how well you did, how many points you racked up, you will get rewards for that can be gear, coffer shards, etc. as well. So all those things you want to do, your basic world quests, you want to do your zone events, you want to do your special assignments, and then you also want to do those Radiant Echoes, Memories of Azeroth, as you get them as well. Okay. The other thing that you can do is you can go and you can run delves. Okay, you can run delves right now. Prior to season 1, we only have access to tier 3. If you look at tier 3 on here, it will tell you this is recommended for adventurers at item level 545. It also means that the gear that you get is not going to be ridiculously high. So you can see right here, the typical chest here for a blue level chest is going to be item level 554. So not too much higher than the recommended item level. And in the bountiful chest here, which we'll talk about later, this is where you can get 571 upgradable pieces, which is pretty significant. Okay, so you can run delves for gear upgrades, but you're pretty quickly going to hit a point where that 554 gear is not much of an upgrade, and also you'll be getting gear that's on par or better from your world quest anyway. You can see right here there's a 564 cloak, right? So that's an obvious upgrade over tier 3 delves. But you can run those delves for practice. You can run them to get companion XP for Bran. You can run them to unlock and upgrade Bran's curios and the things that he uses when you take him into a delve. So there's lots of reasons to go ahead and run delves if that's what you want to do. Personally, I think right now, pre-season 1, I would not just go run delves for the heck of it. I would do my world quest. I would get those events done. I would do my special assignments and my memories. And then I would probably go and level an alt or play a different game, honestly, until season 1 comes out. Now, what you're going to notice when you're looking around the map is that you're going to see the delve entrances, and they're just kind of like a brown closed door here. But you will see these bountiful delves that have a stone archway, and it looks like the light is flooding out from inside. What these are is they don't make the delves any more difficult. The difficulty level of the delve is based on the tier you put it at, and the item level rewards are based on the tier you beat them at as well. What the bountiful delve does is it contains a bonus chest. So when you finish a delve, you get to the end and there's 2 chests that you can open that can have gear and rewards in them. And in bountiful delve, there will be an additional higher tier rarity chest that you can unlock with a restored coffer key. And if you look here on this delve, if this was not a bountiful delve, you would get the expeditionary spoils only, right? Which in this case are item level 554. However, because this is a bountiful delve, when you beat it, there will be a purple chest at the end that has a item level 571 piece of gear in it. But you can't open that chest if you don't have a restored coffer key. So that's what the restored coffer keys are for. Again, we can get those through doing some of those world events. Also, you may see world quests pop up that have coffer key shards as a reward. So if you see those, be sure to get those. If you combine 100 shards together, it gets you a full restored coffer key. Now, as you are collecting these, I would not spend them. Okay, I would hang on to these relic coffer keys until the launch of season 1. And what I would do is I would use them once you hit a wall in your delve progression. So as of right now, we can only do tier 3 delves. When season 1 launches, we can do from tier 4 all the way up to tier 11. Okay. So let's say that season 1 launches and you tackle a tier 4 delve, you beat it. Then that opens up tier 5 for all delves. You only have to beat a tier 1 time on any delve to unlock the next level of difficulty for all delves. So you beat that tier 4, you beat a tier 5, you beat a tier 6, and on tier 7, you are just getting slammed. You're underleveled, you're undergeared, your eye level is not on par, and you cannot beat those delves. That is when I would go back to tier 6 delves. Find one that you can beat, find one that you're comfortable with, that you like, go complete it as a bountiful delve, and use your coffer key to unlock the chest and start getting gear upgrades that will help you go back into tier 7 and beat it. Okay, so I would hang on to those keys for now and wait until you hit a wall. And honestly, I would probably do a tier 6, get a piece of gear, try it out, go back into a tier 7, see if I'm still getting my butt kicked. And if I am, then go back to a tier 6 and unlock another chest. These keys are limited, so you want to spend them wisely. All right. So those are the things that I think you should do right now. The other thing that I think you should do is work on your renown with the various factions. And the reason for this is that there are certain reward tiers where you will get a restored coffer key as a reward. So for example, the Council of Dornegal has one at 17, but if you look at the Assembly of the Deeps, they have one available at level 13. So this is another way for you to get some more keys so that you have these available for you once season 1 starts. So my 3 steps here: upgrade your gear through world quest, world events, delves if you need to, professions, or buying off the auction house if you can. Obviously, you could run dungeons, but we're 100% focused on open world PvE, so I didn't include that in here. Once you're done as much as you can to upgrade your gear, work on the things that are going to get you relic coffer keys, whether that's doing the shards, world quests, or completing those weekly activities. And then, if all else fails, work on your renown with the various factions so that you can unlock more relic keys, or go level up an alt, whatever you want to do. So I want to close this out by talking about why I'm excited for a World of Warcraft season for the first time literally ever. So prior to the War Within, these seasons were all about Mythic Plus, PvP seasons, etc., etc. And as someone who enjoys playing open world PvE content, that was not my jam, and so I didn't really care. I didn't care about the new affixes for Mythic Plus or, any of that kind of stuff. This is the first time that I feel like there's a piece of content tied to seasons that I actually care about and want to put an effort into, and that is delves. So there's 2 components here. First, the season unlocks the higher difficulties, and I want to challenge myself to get as high as I possibly can in these delves solo on as many classes and specializations as I possibly can. I'm really excited about that. And just so you know, the way this works is gear item level rewards will continue to improve all the way up until tier 8. They cap at tier 8. So tier 8, 9, 10, and 11 have the same item level rewards. Tier 9, 10, and 11 are there for you to challenge yourself. They're there for bragging rights, and they're tied to some achievements. But once you hit tier 8, that's the tier you could farm for more gear upgrades if you wanted to. I want to see if I can clear tier 11 on as many classes and specializations as I can. So that's exciting. But also with the launch of Season 1, we have, for the first time ever, open world content included in the Great Vault. The Great Vault will require you to run X amount of world events in a week in order to unlock a gear reward. And those are going to be significant world events like your special assignments or things like delves. And I believe for the maximum you need 12. I think it's 12 events in a week. So doing that and getting upgrades from the vault and caring about it for the first time ever also has me really excited. Having played these delves at tier 3, severely under geared, talking about, 30, 40, 60 eye levels below the tier recommendation of 545. I can tell you that if you don't know the mechanics, if you're not paying attention and you don't have the right build, you will die. And I know that as you learn the delves and you get used to the mechanics and your gear gets stronger and stronger, that becomes much less of a certainty. But I feel pretty confident in thinking that tier 9, 10, and 11 are going to be no joke. And they are going to be pretty difficult, especially if you're playing solo. And they're going to offer a challenge that not only will want to make you think about your build, think about your gear, think about how you're approaching things, but it'll also drive you to continuously improve and upgrade your gear and equipment so that you can progress into this content. And that is something that I think is super, super important, valuable, and it's going to make a huge difference when it comes to open world content, open world PvE, and the players that do enjoy that, of which I am one. So I'm excited for Season 1. I'm not leveling a billion alts right now. I am just kind of working on my Prot Warrior, trying to get him ready for Season 1 while I also play the 80 billion other games that are out there. It is a good time to be a gamer. We are eating really well right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm just kind of sticking to working on this one character for right now. I'll get to Season 1. I'm going to check out the delves, probably put out guides and things like that for the various delves throughout the season. And then probably after that, I'll work on, leveling alts and things of that nature to try out the different classes and specs and stuff like that. So these are my tips, tricks, and my opinion on that open world content feature here, delves in the War Within, just shortly after launch here. So hopefully this video helped you out, and hopefully you're as excited about the War Within and delves and Season 1 as I am. If you are and you enjoyed this video, throw a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to help us grow. Share this video with a friend who's also working on getting ready for Season 1. And I appreciate you taking time to watch one of my videos as always, and I'll see you on the next one.